Have you noticed it? The silence. Prince Harry used to be the cheeky one, the loud one, the royal rebel who laughed at the cameras. But now, look closely at him. The smile's still there, but it doesn't reach his eyes. The voice is softer. The spark is dimmer. Something inside him has shifted, and it's not because of the palace. It's because of the life he built in California and the cracks that are starting to show. For months, friends have whispered that Harry looks hollow, that he carries himself like a man who traded one cage for another. And if you think that's harsh, wait until you hear the latest. Because the real storm inside this marriage didn't start with the press, or Netflix, or palace politics. It started with a photo. A simple snapshot Meghan posted, thinking it was harmless. But for Harry, it was the one betrayal he couldn't shake. In that photo, Archie wore a shirt with the name of his school splashed across the back, a detail that, to most, seemed small. But to Harry, it was explosive, because it wasn't just a shirt. It was a breach of everything he'd fought for, everything he'd promised, to keep his children out of the circus that destroyed his own childhood. That shirt wasn't fabric. It was a billboard. And the moment it went live, Harry realized that maybe his wife wasn't protecting their children. Maybe she was using them. And this, right here, is where the quiet storm began, because Harry has always been clear about one thing: privacy for his kids. It's the reason he walked away from the palace, the reason he raged at tabloids, the reason he said goodbye to the only life he ever knew. Protecting Archie and Lilibet wasn't just a goal, it was his mission. And now, suddenly, that mission feels hijacked. When the photo hit Instagram, Meghan's fans cheered. Cute, relatable, family content. But those who zoomed in spotted the detail: Archie's school name. Within hours, the school reposted the image, practically glowing with pride. And why wouldn't they? Free publicity, courtesy of Meghan Markle. But here's the kicker: schools don't just randomly repost celebrities' kids. That's when the whispers started. Was there a deal? A brand partnership? Had Archie's privacy just been sold off for likes and visibility? The theory spread like wildfire. Meghan had turned her own son into a subtle brand ambassador. And if that's true, then Harry was kept in the dark. Sources say he was blindsided, furious, left feeling humiliated that the very thing he had sacrificed everything for, his children's safety, was casually tossed aside. Now, let's pause, because this isn't just about a photo. This is about two visions colliding. Harry's vision of privacy, security, and quiet family life. Meghan's vision of visibility, branding, and strategic storytelling. And in that moment, those visions weren't just different. They were enemies. This wasn't a disagreement over dinner. This wasn't, what colour should we paint the nursery? This was war over the very soul of their family. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Meghan has shared more than Harry wanted. Remember the Netflix series, where she revealed that Harry was the one who said, "I love you," first? To most people, sweet detail. To Harry, another emasculation, another private moment turned into content. Another reminder that his wife sees their life not as sacred, but as marketable. And that's the heart of this crisis. Every little reveal, every staged family moment, every behind-the-scenes clip might seem harmless to Meghan. But to Harry, they're cracks. And cracks, when ignored, spread until the foundation crumbles. Friends say Harry has started venting. Not in public, not in interviews, but in private conversations. Complaining that Meghan's oversharing makes him feel less like a man. That he's losing his role as protector, as father, as husband. Imagine that. a man who fought wars, who faced the British tabloids, who walked away from the crown itself, now feeling emasculated because of Instagram posts and Netflix storylines. But that's exactly the point. It's not the size of the moment. It's the accumulation. One shirt here, one comment there, one photo too many. And suddenly, Harry isn't in control anymore. He's a passenger in his own family, watching his wife steer straight into the spotlight he's been running from his entire life. And Meghan, she doesn't see it that way. To her, this is strategy, building a brand, telling a story, creating a legacy. Every post, every deal, every carefully curated image is a brick in the empire she believes she's building. In her mind, this is strength. This is survival. This is how you win. But here's the catch. Harry didn't sign up for this empire. He signed up for freedom. And when freedom starts looking like a glossier version of the same old cage, resentment isn't far behind. Already, insiders are noticing changes. Harry pulling back at events, looking tired in photos, skipping meetings. Meghan pushing harder, signing more deals, accelerating her projects. Two people once united against the palace machine, now drifting in opposite directions. One chasing quiet, the other chasing spotlight. And the world is noticing. Social media isn't buzzing with love story hashtags anymore. Instead, people are asking the uncomfortable question, does Harry even look happy? And if you scroll through the comments, the shift is brutal. Meghan is painted as calculating, controlling. Harry as lost, silenced, fading into the background. Whether that's fair or not, perception becomes reality. But the most dangerous piece of this puzzle? The children. Because whether they mean to or not, Archie and Lilibet are slowly being drawn into the branding machine. First a shirt, then a photo, then a birthday clip. Always timed, always polished, always framed for maximum impact. What happens when those kids grow up and realize their childhood was sliced into Instagram posts and Netflix episodes? What happens when they see themselves used as shields, as distractions, as promotional assets? Harry knows that pain. He lived it. He knows the price of growing up as content. And now he sees history repeating, not from the palace, but from his own home. That's why this fight cuts so deep. It's not just about a shirt. It's about Harry watching the very nightmare he tried to escape creep back in through the side door. And this time, he can't blame the tabloids. He can't blame the palace. He can only look across the room at his wife. And that realization, that's the betrayal. Behind closed doors, things aren't fiery. They're cold. Friends say it's not shouting matches or slammed doors. It's clipped answers, heavy silences, eye contact avoided. The kind of tension you can feel even when no words are spoken. The kind of tension that eats away at a marriage far faster than any public scandal. Because scandals pass. Headlines fade. But quiet resentment, that festers. And once it takes root, it spreads. Right now, Meghan is full steam ahead. The brand deals, the podcasts, the production meetings. In her mind, this is growth. This is progress. But Harry? He's slipping into the background, retreating into his own shell. The once bold prince now looks like a man adrift. And the saddest part? Neither of them is stopping to bridge the gap. She thinks hesitation is weakness. He thinks silence is survival. And between those two extremes, the marriage they built is starting to unravel. The public story was once a fairy tale, the prince who gave up everything for love, the actress who became a duchess and rewrote the rules. But behind the glossy headlines, the truth looks very different. It looks like a man who sacrificed his crown for freedom, only to find himself trapped again. It looks like a woman so determined to prove herself that she's willing to gamble her family's unity on visibility. And it looks like two children caught in the middle, pawns in a game neither parent will admit they're playing. That's the real crisis of the Sussexes. Not Netflix, not Spotify, not the palace. It's the slow erosion of trust, the widening gap between two visions of life, and the quiet realization that love stories don't always end with happily ever after. Sometimes they end with silence. And here's where I'll leave you with the question nobody wants to ask, but everybody's thinking, how much longer can Harry stay silent before the silence itself breaks him? Before you go, let me know in the comments. Do you think Harry and Meghan are headed for a breaking point, or will they patch this up behind the scenes? Don't forget to hit like, tap, subscribe, and turn on notifications because, trust me, this story is far from over. And when the next chapter hits, you'll want to be the first to know.